All right, so our next topic is for all of you people out there who are looking to get into the industry, because now is the time.
Yes, it is.
How would you like to work for a company, a AAA company, an indie company? Would you like to do that?
Ooh.
We work for a company. It's called Studio Blue.
Oh, yeah.
But the big thing right now is that we are currently in a time when it's really easy to get a job as a QA tester.
Yeah.
Which, if you know anything about working in the game industry, this is the ground level job to get into the industry.
Mm-hmm.
There's companies are hiring. In fact, a friend of ours, you might know her, Fox, actually applied to a game company. We're not going to say which one. And she herself is trying to go the route of a tester.
Yeah.
So yes, you know, if you are interested in getting into the game industry, this is one of the best ways to get your foot in the door. And already we have comments.
Yeah.
AOD on one hand, yes.
On the other hand, no. KB qualifies at indie, maybe, AAA, no.
And Kuda Dude likes going solo.
Yeah, because not good with the peoples.
Yeah, so being a solo dev is fine. It's a perfectly good
thing. But this is a great time to jump into that because we're all still working remotely.
Right.
There's more remote work than going in work.
Yes.
And employers are having a hard time getting people back into work because people have discovered how nice it is to work from home.
And testing a video game does not require physically being in the office.
No, it does not.
So you get a lot of leeway to work from home. So tonight we are going to talk about what it takes to become a video game tester.
Yeah. Because we've had that question come up several times.
We have. First off, let me
in our Discord.
Let me go ahead and disabuse you of a notion. A video game tester is not going to be playing a game over and over again. This picture of this happy girl wearing a headset and playing the game, smiling while all the people watch, that's not a game tester.
No, that's not a game tester.
That girl right there, this is a stock image, but more than likely she would be a test audience.
Yeah.
Not the same as a tester. But if you really love video games, if you love the industry, this is a great way to jump in.
Yeah.
So we have the little kind of quick question and answer here. What does a tester do? They work through the games, they find errors, and they report the errors so the errors can be fixed.
Yep.
What's the salary? About $15 per hour is about normal in the industry, although that changes. That was a third quarter of 2020 when they posted that, so it may have gone up, may have gone down, but not a bad way to make $15 an hour.
No, it's not.
Except it's a lot of work. What do you need to have? Here's the big one. If you're going to be a game tester, you need to have a massive attention to detail. And here's the reason why. You are going to be playing the same level over and over again.
Yeah.
The same boss sequence over and over again. The same whatever it is they need tested over and over and over again. You're going to play it 100 times.
Yeah.
I'm pulling a number out of my butt, but that's probably close to reality. You're going to be playing it a lot. You also need to have really good communication and analysis skills. Also, you need to be good at filling out bug reports. All the bug reports.
So many bug reports.
Tons of bug reports.
Completely in detail and in triplicate.
Yes, because the programmers are going to need those. You're going to probably put them in your tracking software. And it's going to take a lot of time to go through, each one, and what happens if you approach the bug from this angle, angle one. What happens if you approach it from a separate angle, and then when they fix that bug, you're going to have to do halo testing to see whether or not the fix created another bug. And you're going to be communicating with the programmers and the level designers, etc., through this bug reporting software. So it is a very detail-oriented job.
It certainly is.
Yes. AOD says no self-esteem. What? Oh, reasons no. Self-esteem, skill set limits, and fear of crunch. Well, you're gonna have crunch if you work in the industry at all. So, if the crunch time scares you, don't work for a AAA studio.
And we qualify that AAA studio.
Yeah, indie studios have crunch too. They really do.
But it's not
as bad as a AAA.
Yeah.
Bon's autism would be so angry and so happy then. a fellow Spectrum person, it can be a little crazy having a bunch of stuff crammed in your head at once and having to deal with shit. So I'm with you, Bon Bon. Salary a little low compared to what I'm doing right now, but I still might put a feeler out at some point.
Well, I mean, it's a good side gig.
It is.
Absolutely.
It is. And you can be a part-time tester.
Sure.
Working from home. Where do they work? Well, they usually work on the east to west coast. This is not really accurate anymore because work from home thanks to the pandemic.
Yeah, you can work anywhere.
And right here where they say education, honestly guys, just FYI, you don't have to have a degree in game design or game development. It helps, and it will definitely help open the door to other things once they get to know you.
Yeah, right.
So, let's catch up a little bit on chat.
Black Rose says we all work for Studio Blue, so we're all good. Yay!
Awesome. Thank you, Black Rose. Everybody loves Studio. We love you guys. Studio Blue love you guys. And Bonbon says, I'd love doing the same level over and over, but I hate bug reports. Yes. That's the thing is Bonbon is you have to do the bug reports. So unfortunately, yeah. Kuda Dude says, I'd like to give my devs my game to test and exchange. I test their games. Now, you see, that's the thing is for smaller solo devs, places like Humans beta test server.
Right.
That's the perfect place to go. Because in Humans beta test server, you give people your game. They give you their game. You all test each other's game and give feedback. Now, that's not the same as a QA tester, but it's still a good way to get potential problems solved.
Sure it is.
And then there's ways like, putting your game out to streamers like us and Drifty and Hawk. Have us play your game live on stream and offer feedback. A QA tester, a bug tester, is a highly intensive version of just testing for bugs. A QA tester is not testing for holistic issues like character development and writing. They're testing just for bugs.
So honestly, when you think about it, you don't need any kind of advanced degree to be a bug tester.
Not really, no.
No,
the reason the degree would help is if you wanted to go elsewhere in the studio.
Right.
Elsewhere in the industry, and you're just using QA as a starting point. All right, let's talk a little bit about what do game testers actually do. We're going to go a little bit more into it.
Yeah.
When you're testing a game, you play it with the intent to break it. So for those of you who are thinking, hey, I'm just playing the game and every time I encounter a bug, I record it, that is not what a QA tester does. A QA tester plays the game attempting to break it.
Yeah.
Let's say, for example, it's like a Mario level. And you're going to purposefully play through that level, looking for ways to go through the walls and looking for ways to exploit like an invisible jump where you get up to a platform you're not supposed to get up to. A way where you can get 2 coins out of the same block instead of 1.
There we go, yeah.
These are potential bugs you're going to be looking for. Sometimes the programmers will have a list of bugs they've recently fixed or bugs they suspect, and you have to search for those. And that's why you have to do these things over and over and over again. This sentence right here basically just, this first part of this sentence right here. There are millions of possible bugs. When you have a massive game, especially something the AAA industries put out that have insane amounts of code, insane amounts of models and animations all pulling upon each other, different things happening simultaneously, whether it be from a cinematic or play standpoint. You walking down a corridor and, real-time physics are causing the blocks to break apart as an enemy tank shell comes through. And you got sound triggers and animation triggers. Somebody stumbles into the scene, half bloodied because they got blowed up. A lot is happening there. A lot. So for everything that is happening on screen, for everything that is happening in that level, there are so many potential things that could go wrong with that one thing. And then when you have that one thing and another one thing working in tandem to create a sequence, the amount of bugs become even more exponential. And then you bring in 3 things, 5 things, 7 things, 20 things. Do you see where I'm going with this? Games have got the potential for countless bugs. Anyone in our audience right now who's ever made a game knows that just when you think your game is bug-free, it ain't.
Right. I got something to add on to what you just said.
Go for it, honey.
Being a bug tester, you get really good at chronicling. You have to chronicle exactly where you're at and what you plan to do, how you tackled it, what the result is. And then based on that, you chronicle what you're going to do now. Then do it, what happens when you do that.
Right.
And so using your example of coming at something from this angle and then from this angle, you chronicle that. I'm going to come into this mushroom from the southwest, going from southwest to northeast.
Right.
In a line.
Right.
And then I'm going to come at this mushroom on the z-axis, going from northwest to southeast.
Going northwest down to southeast.
Yes.
Yeah.
On the z-axis. And you chronicle that. And I mean, it is tedious. That's why it's so detail oriented.
Right.
But that is how a good bug tester finds these things.
Because what could happen is it could be something as inconspicuous as the way a blocking volume around a mesh is, a static mesh. It could be something as innocuous and inconspicuous as that.
Yeah.
That when you're coming at it from a certain angle, you'll go through it.
Yep.
And, that is one of the things that if it's not caught, becomes a glitch, an exploit, the subject of a YouTube video, something that the spiffing grit uses to somehow become king of your game. That kind of thing.
So there's that is what a bug tester does.
Yeah. So not to scare you guys off. In fact, I hope someone listening to this goes, you know what? I could enjoy doing that.
Absolutely.
Because the industry needs really good QA testers. What Burke said.
Yeah.
Amazon Game Studios could seriously use some game testers. I agree.
Because guys, you don't depend on, don't even think about your players being your bug testers. No. As
we said before, and for the people in the back, your players are not your beta testers. You're not your bug testers. If your game has gone gold and you're relying on player feedback and mods to fix your game, you're doing a Bethesda and you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, you're doing it wrong. Yeah.
So moving on, they say the salary potential is $50,000 annual. I don't know if that's the case.
I have no idea.
Glassdoor says that. I don't know how realistic it is. When I was working for the Laser Shot back in the late 2000s, the QA testers there made about $35,000. So maybe that was just that company. Tangate wasn't much better. So I don't know. I do know that if you work for a studio, like a large studio, your chances of getting benefits are there.
Well, larger studio, bigger budget.
So, I mean, you guys have a shot at getting a relatively good salary comparatively.
Yeah.
You probably make more than an Amazon warehouse worker. Poor people. My heart bleeds for them. But at the same time, you're not going to make the same amount that an animator is going to make or a sound designer is going to make. You're just not. But you are going to have the ability to have your foot in the door. And having your foot in the door, if you have that degree or other skill sets, you could be brought into other departments. So if you're showing that you have an aptitude for catching animation errors over and over again, and you have an animation degree, an animation portfolio, being a QA tester gives you the chance to get potentially an animation job in that studio.
Absolutely.
And then once you have that animation job in that studio and you're building your portfolio and you're putting your name on shipped titles, then suddenly that's your career.
Because we all know you get jobs through networking.
Yes. And
not by posting on job boards.
Right. And you're only as good as the last title you ship.
Yeah. That too. Yeah.
So, that's where we can pretty much end that piece. And now we have something really special for you guys. If you're wondering, what was that? Let's try that one again.
Okay.
We have something special for you guys, because if you're wondering what type of jobs exist right now, we just pulled this up on ZipRecruiter.
Yeah.
And these are jobs that are actually right now in the testing and in the game testing in the game industry. We have like a QA tester at Las Vegas, something in Irvine, California, Bandai Namco.
Right.
And these are things you're seeing all the time. So when you're kind of scrolling through things like ZipRecruiter, Indeed, etc., you can actually see that there are jobs all the time.
Yeah.
You can also check out the national average here. It looks like the national average is 51,000 here in the US. Might be different elsewhere. And all you got to do is just go to something like ZipRecruiter or freelance.com and type in, video game tester or remote video game tester.
Right.
And see what's available.
Because a lot of jobs now have the keyword remote. So they'll only pull up jobs that have been posted as remote jobs.
And even more so, whenever a game has a new major launch, they generally start hiring testers. For example, Final Fantasy XIV just came out with Endwalker. Endwalker right now is kind of the big thing in the MMO scene. So Square Enix is hiring for a bunch of QA testers. So right now, you can go to Square Enix's site, their corporate site, and you can apply for a job being a Final Fantasy XIV QA tester, which is a remote position. And it pays what it pays. There are benefits, I'm sure, because it's a large company. So there you go.
Yeah.
Next time, hey, if you want to work for Activision Blizzard, next time a giant World of Warcraft thing drops, you can go check them out.
You can do that too.
So whenever a video game property has a major release, oftentimes that company will start to advertise for QA.
And that's when you jump on.